Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello there. Just watched the movie. He's just not that into you. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's the title name. I've thought it through several times. I've read it a few times because it's like each time I think of it, I always think of something different. So he's just not that into you. Okay, I think I got it. All right. I was confused from the beginning of this movie because it starts out with a girl being pushed into the ground, narrating, and all the actresses in this movie pretty much to me sounded the same. So I had trouble telling who was supposed to be the main character, or is there even supposed to be one? It could be someone completely different narrating than is actually acting. So who knows? Maybe it's just about each individual woman, what they're taught about men, which there are some things there just like, And of course some things are like, yeah, this is really far-fetched, but it's a fun film. But it took me a while to figure out exactly what was going on. It was just too many stories rolled up into one. And it's like the one you think is going someplace, the one you think is going to have a happy ending, ends up being like the one that doesn't. The ones that you think that won't go anywhere end up going somewhere. I mean, it's all over the place. Really all over the place. It's not a bad way. It's not in a bad way. The only thing I found hilarious is just like, every single one of those women were absolutely out of their minds. It's like they took it to the extreme on every front. I mean, I've seen this at firsthand for sure, but at the same time, it's just like, it's hilarious watching it in a movie and going, it's just like, oh, no, not everyone is that crazy. It takes a special few, a special one that's that crazy. So it's just like, I have fun with this movie. I find it hilarious, mainly because of how the women are so over the top. They were just, okay, yeah, they're absolutely crazy. Because if you had never been in a relationship, never done anything, and lived up in a mountain, never really talking to the opposite sex before, and you watch this movie, or as a guy, and you watch this movie, or even a woman who didn't actually get around, you would think that all women are absolutely crazy and men are just toxic tools. So it's just like, that's the one thing I found hilarious about it is no matter what, both extremes are bad no matter what. And the men are to the extreme and the women are to the extreme. So it's just uncomfortable either way, which makes it entertaining for the most part. Still, I think the one that did deserve everything was Gigi. I didn't really care much for the rest. The rest were all just like, The one guy talked about the only reason he got married because he felt like he was strong-armed into it. The fact that the woman who strong-armed him into it. I mean, there's all these little side stories going on. And it's just like, I don't care for the rest of these people. I'm interested in the one who's actively seeking love. The one who instantly goes stalker crazy for someone she meets the first time around. Now that's the one I was absolutely interested about. The others, not so much. I didn't care for them, but yeah, I still had fun for the most part because it was just like, oof, these crazy women, poor husbands, or yeah. And then they finally get to a scene where they like a woman who wants to get married leaves her boyfriend of 7 years, and then goes to visit her sister's wedding and realizes that her boyfriend of 7 years was more of a husband to her than these husbands of their sisters who sit down. Because I guess the writer saw it when men get married, it's an excuse to be lazy and just sit around because they now have someone who's going to take care of them. But so it's just like, I don't, interesting, but I found it funny. It had its moments. It really had its moments. And like every time it would get to some place, a certain topic would come up, they'd have like text pop up on the screen, and then have someone talk about their experience, like if you shouldn't go out with a woman who isn't going to sleep with you, or you shouldn't do this, and then they have reasons why, and it's just like, okay. Like the first one, when it popped up, it was basically about caller ID, and I was like, wow, she's not crazy, she's just devoted. It's definitely worth a watch. Don't get too scatterbrained in the beginning if you do watch it. It's a fun film. It just takes a while to get to that point where it's like, oh, okay. These people don't really know each other, but they all know each other in some weird way. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Doodles.